First of all, our friend David Slavin's here. We call him usually our progressive rock contributor, and he's back again. David, good morning, buddy.
Good morning.
Hold on, I need a microphone for David. Good morning, David.
Test 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, Mr. D?
Very good. I think
Mr. DeSimone.
This interview that we're going to do and this kind of performance we're going to do too is like it's just like a perfect progression of a lot of the things we've already done.
It really is. And I was when I greeted Mr. Wood at the door today, I was telling him the story about how you and I are both progressive rock fans, and as you did your research into Mark Wood, you realized the connection to one of your favorite bands, Asia, with Al Pitrelli.
Correct.
And
also, at which it is an instrument, just like Mr. Wood.
Just like Mr. Wood.
And good morning to Mark Wood.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, ready to rock at this time of morning.
God bless you. You said, I apologize for dragging him here in the middle of the night, but you said you're a morning person. So.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm up at 3, man. Got to get to work on the music.
Well, you have this amazing event coming up, and I was just talking to our listener, Bill number 2. So in the first show we ever did years ago, there was a Bill who called up, and then another Bill, and so we said, oh, this is Bill number 2, and it stuck with their lives for the last 16 years. And he's a huge Trans-Siberian Orchestra fan. Saw you 5 times that came to Tucson, then in Phoenix, and so he knows exactly who you are and appreciates all the amazing work you did with the crew over there.
Thank you. Yes, great adventure.
And so it's coming up on December 17th, 7:30 p.m. start at the Rialto downtown, and this is a huge... you got the Tucson Pops Orchestra. Our friend Chris Dodge is working with them to make this happen with you. You got the Big Finish. Tell us what's going. Tell us about what's going on first, and then we'll get to the origin of this whole thing.
Well, I do a Trans-Siberian Symphony experience because after almost 20 years with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I was like, I need to do it with a real orchestra.
Right.
So the last couple of years, I've been developing a show with a symphony orchestra and the rock band. So it still rocks.
Right.
But working with Chris Dodge and the symphony or the orchestra, the Tucson Pops Orchestra, and TUSD students will be joining us in the choir and the orchestra in the audience. So we're going to have the orchestra in the audience of students.
Okay.
Because I've been working with Tucson TUSD students for years, empowering the music programs and getting the orchestra. Sabino High School, we've got a concert Tuesday night at the Sabino High School that features the students. So it's a great adventure.
Very, very cool. And how long have you lived in Tucson?
We just moved here a couple of years ago. I lived in New York for close to 60 years. And then coming out here, it's like, wow, this is heaven. We love it out here.
You're living in the city?
No, we live by Mount Lemon.
No, I mean, you're in New York.
Oh, yeah. Yes, subways. 8 million people on a quarter mile called Manhattan.
Thank you.
You know, greatest city in the world. Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, we got that.
I grew up in that area.
Okay. So, and you have to tolerate the traffic, tolerate the crowds, but diversity was incredibly beautiful. But Tucson is just a magical place.
How did Tucson even get on your radar?
Oh, performing here for years.
Gotcha.
Every time we got here, it's like, oh, we got to move here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, he should be a part of the Visit Tucson Bureau, you know?
Well,
anything, man.
Well, to me, I've always thought that the musicians that are connected to Tucson should be kind of like almost like the town's troubadours.
Thank you. I agree.
Right? And I've also said, Roger Klein has such a huge following also, right? And he talks about, border. He's like the Jimmy Buffett of the border.
Right,
Roger Klein, right? I'm like, why isn't bring Klein down here and do that? Just do Klein Fests in Tucson. I do that too.
Well, I also live 5 minutes from Paul McCartney's ranch. So when you have Paul McCartney here, and of course Linda went to the university here, as you know, that's enough for me. And Get Back by the Beatles, Get Back to Where You Once Belonged, Tucson, Arizona. And when we heard that, I was like, oh, that's a sign.
So were you a violin player as a child? Is this where it
Yeah,
starts?
classically trained. My whole family are classical musicians. My mom was a concert pianist. My dad a famous artist, and my mother had 4 boys a year apart, and she was determined to have a string quartet. Totally classical. We're talking the 60s, so rock and roll back
Where was
then
this
was
happening?
scary.
Where
On
was
Long Island.
What part of Long Island?
North Shore, Port Washington.
I know Port Washington very well.
Really?
I lived in I grew up in Williston Park, just literally 12 minutes south of
Right.
here.
Right.
So,
It's
Long Island forever.
really?
Yes.
Until what age?
After my junior year of high school, we moved.
Okay.
And I went to Sabino for my senior year, believe it or not.
Really? Wow,
Yeah,
there's
in
a
80s
connection here.
Correct. So I just went back to New York for Christmas, New Year's last year. It was just fine visiting, show the kids.
Right.
This is where the old man did this. Went to Gino's Pizzeria on Willis Avenue.
That's right.
Got my Sicilian pizza.
Yep, the best around.
I was a happy guy.
Yeah. So that was a really interesting to growing up in Long Island in the 60s and 70s. But Mozart, Beethoven
Port
was
Washington High?
Schreiber.
Schreiber
High School.
Oh.
Yeah. But I never graduated. I left to go to Juilliard on a full scholarship.
Love it.
And back then they were like, go, Mark, you can't count or spell, go. You don't need to count and spell, man. You're going to be a musician. So all my brothers are famous musicians. But man, when I heard the Beatles, and then I heard Led Zeppelin, then I heard Ozzy, and then I heard Pink Floyd, I was like, Mark, don't listen to that music. That's the bad music for you. At Juilliard, I had a 90-year-old Russian viola teacher. I'm going to make you the principal viola player of the New York Philharmonic, except you can't wear your red sneakers. You can't wear a mohawk when you're at the orchestra.
Well,
you have to conform. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to conform.
All right, so where do you fall in the pecking order of the 4 brothers?
Number 3.
Yeah, see,
Number 3.
classic middle child.
And you said
Oh,
the-
definitely. Definitely
were
classic.
you the first one to move out of the house?
I lived on my father's art studio floor for 5 years after Juilliard to figure out how to play. Because they said, Mark, just play the guitar. What are you playing on the viola? There's no rock viola players. I said, I'm going to figure it out.
I love it.
And I figured it out.
That's amazing. When did you make the jump from classical to everything else that you're
Oh
doing now?
man! Right as I worked with Leonard Bernstein. He mentored me at Tanglewood. Great experience, and I love classical music. But when I hit 19 years old, I was going to CBGB's, and that club,
Yep.
seeing this, the Ramones and Patti Smith and the Talking Heads. I was like, what is going on over here? These are untrained musicians creating great brilliance. And then working and bumping into Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads was a turning point for me. I was like, I'm going to build, but I had to build an instrument. I wasn't going to show up with a squeaky violin, man. I got to build something. So this instrument has 7 strings. It's got the cello.
Look at that.
Got the entire orchestra, bass, cello, violin, and viola, so I can really get some.
That's beautiful.
And it works.
That's the other part.
That does help. And I was talking to Dave earlier about he saw Kansas, and yes, my protege Joe Denenzone plays my Viper. Lindsey Sterling plays my instruments. We ship them around the world, so it's really cool. We're made in New York. It's awesome.
Lindsay is just what a wild phenomenon. It made me
Totally
It made me
wild.
feel good. So I used to coach girls soccer, right? And so I had a bunch of 14 to 16-year-old girls as my players. And I'm as a guy who's a talk show guy, I ask them questions like we're traveling or on the road having lunch together or whatever. And I remember going, all right, give me your top 2 or 3 things you're listening to right now. And all of a sudden, a handful said this Lindsay Sterling girl. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, who's that?
Pretty amazing.
Right? And they're like, oh, she's this violinist. And I'm like, what, you guys will listen to a violinist?
Right,
What the
right.
hell's going on? Right? And so anyone that was getting the attention of a 15-year-old girl.
That's right.
Saying, I like that.
Yes.
I was
And it's instrumental.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And
all
another
instrumentals.
Arizona connection, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah,
think she's
yeah.
out of the Phoenix area.
Yeah. Again, just wild. And of course, to connect for me, the first electric violinist I heard, now we're going to geek out on prog rock.
Yes.
Is Eddie Jobson.
That's right. I worked on his violin. I love Eddie. Oh my God, Caesar's Palace Blues.
Yeah, thank you. That's a UK tune. See, now he's getting me all excited. See, this is now I'm geeking out. The idea that I was going to come here and this guy's going to play Caesar's Palace Blues for me.
You know that tune well.
I do.
Oh well, look, Terry Bozzio, man.
Well, I mean, think about that.
And John Wetton.
Yeah, I love John Wetton. He's like one of my favorite.
Me too. I'm a
John
Crimson
Wetton
fanatic.
is Chris's favorite singer.
Yes, it's true.
Oh, Wetton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
And amazing bassist. Right?
Yes.
He got a little more rudimentary during Asia.
Yeah.
But his Crimson stuff and Roxy Music stuff and UK stuff.
Yep. Brilliant.
Even
Brilliant.
the original UK.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
With Bruford and Holdsworth.
Yep.
So think about this. Holdsworth and Jobson are trying to operate in the same
And Holdsworth wasn't too happy with being in he's a fussy guy, man.
He's way fussy.
But with the second he played, your
Yeah.
jaw hit the floor.
Correct. Actually, I have a friend of mine who loves Holdsworth, but didn't know he ever played in UK, right? And I said,
Right.
And so, but that unhappy limiting of him was really good because he did these amazing. I know he hated it because he talks about he hated it,
Right.
but like "Time to Kill" is a big song on the
Yes.
first one, and
Yep.
you have Jobson and Holdsworth doing like basically alternating solos in a song.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Brilliant.
wild. Yeah.
For a split second.
Correct. You are correct. And that album hit me because I used to read Guitar for the Practicing Musician. Was
Yes.
always good interviews and things like that.
Yep.
And they had, this is when I'm a young guy, and they had the top three. Everyone had to name their top three
Yep.
albums. And the first UK, including Eddie Van Halen, said that
Yep.
was one of his top three albums.
Yeah.
Because of Holdsworth.
He loved Holdsworth.
Right. And
Yeah.
so anyway, that's my
Great
geek out.
time.
I'm already seeing it in the live chat. Bill just said the Nerd Rock Prog Hour is brought to you by. Thank you very much. So talk about the road to Trans-Siberian Orchestra. How did you...
So again, you see, funny you would talk about the Guitar for the Practicing Musician magazine.
Yeah.
The editor of that magazine became my producer. They signed me to the record company of Guitar for the Practicing Music, Guitar Recordings,
Right.
if you remember that.
I do.
With Blue Saracena was signed, Randy Coven, and I got signed as an electric violin player to a guitar. A record company. But at that time, it was virtuoso metal, which I loved, man. I can do that. Do you want me to play
Sure.
a little virtuoso metal?
Sure.
You got to hear it. A flick of a switch, I can turn it to a guitar. So that was my thing back then. But I use a bow, not a pick.
Right.
So I'm able to do beautiful melodies and then really aggressive, rapid.
That had a very Eddie tone right there.
Oh, Eddie was my man. I had a chance to sit with Eddie, too. 40 years ago, sitting with Eddie Van Halen and saying, let's play a little bit. And every time he would play, I would stop him and say, what was that you just did? And he would look at me and say, I do not know how to verbalize. And I said, wow. That's an amazing musician where you're not
Correct.
connecting that part of your brain.
Right.
I mean, he was such a natural. He was one of my heroes as a guitar player. But I was like, I got to figure out how to play it on a bow
But
instrument
Eddie was a natural who practiced the hell out of everything.
constantly.
Yeah. He talks about, if you look at some of his interviews of just being younger, he'll tell you about,
Yeah.
he didn't put the 1,000 hours in, he put the 10,000 hours in.
In
Or
one
20,000,
day.
Yeah. Pat, our friend Pat, does he know Nina Di Gregorio?
Oh, yeah. She plays my Viper also. And she's playing at the Fox.
I'm not familiar with her. So what, she's
She's
a
a female
solo?
Viper player.
Okay.
7-string exactly. We built an instrument for her, a couple of years ago.
I love it.
Yeah, Nina's awesome.
So we're talking to Mark Wood. We're here to, he's doing this amazing Trans-Siberian Symphony experience at the Rialto on the 17th. And again, it just sounds like a hell of an experience.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a symphony orchestra playing with a rock band, but loud metal symphony. My favorite.
So how did you hook up? I started the question was how did you hook up with Trans-Siberian Orchestra? So Guitar for the Practicing Musician decides we're going to put a violin guy on our record label.
And I was the first, and Guitar Magazine, as you know, I was the first electric violin and only electric violin in the entire history that was featured in their magazine. I don't play guitar. Why would they put me in there?
It's a little guitar.
Right, it's a tiny little guitar. And so anyway, I met Al Petrelli, and I, growing up in Long Island, I knew Al. He and I are dear friends, and he calls me up out of the blue. Hey, we're putting together a rock orchestra with a really cool name. I said, what's the name? And he said, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Oh, I love that name. And because it's a greasy rock band from New York. And Al says, you're going to be the orchestra. We're going to be the rock band. I said, I am in. We're going to do Mozart and Beethoven and Heavy Metal Christmas. I said, really? You really think that somebody's going to like Heavy Metal Christmas? And he said, oh, yeah. And I was blown out of my mind. 15 million records, of course.
Carol of the Bells, for some reason, is one of the greatest historic earworms ever.
It's a minor key, so it's a darker tone for Christmas. That was associated. It's a Ukrainian folk song from the 1800s.
Right.
And we were like, let's do a metal version of it. And it was like, okay, let's do this. And
well, then off the first album, the title's called A Mad Russian's Christmas, right?
Yeah, that was one of the songs on it, too.
Right?
Yes.
What a great title for a song.
Yeah.
We didn't say Ode to Tchaikovsky.
Very good. That's right.
We said Mad Russian's Rex, I see your instrument is fretted. Is that common on these kind of violins?
Oh, no. I was the first one to put frets on a violin. At 12 years old, I built the first 5-string electric violin, solid body, at my father's wood shop. And then I started building a double neck violin. And if you watch my TED Talk, Mark Wood TED Talk, you'll see all my instruments and stuff that I invented.
You didn't do a double neck one or anything?
A double neck one? I've got one with a barrel at the end of the scroll, a barrel that I would shoot bottle rockets out of when I would play my solos. Come on. That's rock and roll, right?
That's like an ELP thing right there. I love it.
But we start the show with Carnival 9.
Get that.
Are you familiar with that?
Oh, of course we are.
Yeah, and my wife does the vocals on it. We start the show with Carnival 9 for all your prog heads.
Oh, my Lord. No. Now you're...
You know what I'm talking about?
Now you're really sweet talking me, Mark Wood. I love it. So let's do this. We're going to go to break, but Mark is going to do a 3-minute piece.
Yeah, if that's okay.
For us. And let's see. Jim White, the first electric strings I listened to was The Girls of Bond.
Oh, right, yeah. But they didn't rock out. They were just beautiful girls who played very, very delicately and beautiful. But I'm a headbanger. Violins can headbang, man.
So in the end, really, one last thing before you get going. So Trans-Siberian, when Al's selling you this project, right? And I was just talking about it with Bill this morning, right? So Mannheim Steamroller kind of showed the way.
Yep, that's correct.
Right, and what Chip was doing there, and selling lots of albums and touring with it. Yep. I think he's coming to Tucson again this month, also. Right, and then you guys just took it to a whole other level of not just the rock edge, but there's a theatricality. I don't know if that's a real word or not.
That's right,
but it sounds right to what you're doing.
Yes. And the first gig that we did, I was so embarrassed about. I refused to tell anybody. And it was the turning point of a smart business decision. Our first gig was on QVC. I was like, what? I played Carnegie Hall. I've played the greatest concert halls in the world, and we're doing QVC?
Tell that to your 90-year-old viola teacher.
Right.
I'm going to be playing on the shopping channel.
But lo and behold, Middle America.
Oh, yeah.
Became our big, we grew immediately our fan base exploded from that performance. So that's how stupid I was to think that was not a good move.
What year was that?
Oh, gosh. It was 30 years ago, 32 years ago.
It was the right thing. It was that next thing for those guys who were listening to that kind of tunes, whether it was prog or heavy metal in the 70s, and you just hit it right at the right time now that they're 20 years older.
Right.
And
It's
boom.
an amazing story because we grew up thinking of these bands that played in clubs, played in Hamburg for crying out loud for years, and before they go out on the road. And here's a made for a product that's made for distribution that isn't going to start in a nightclub that's musicality.
Right.
It's just going to start in a 15,000 seat arena.
Yeah. We did
and,
it pretty quickly.
and QVC.
Or QVC. Yeah, QVC and then the 15,000 seat arena.
And it was really great to be part of something that had never been done before in the music industry, which is holiday music heavy metal.
Yep. I love it.
Unbelievable.
All right, Mark Wood's going to perform for us, and that's going to take us into break. So, Tony, he's going to go for about 3 minutes here, and then we're going to go into break, okay? So, coming up right now, we have the wonderful Mark Wood, Trans-Siberian Symphony Experience with the Tucson Pops Orchestra, December 17th. We'll be back with Mark also for more fascinating prog rock, nerd rocking.
Here we go.
There he is, the fabulous Mark Wood. That was just beautiful. Just a kick-ass version of Carol of the Bells. And it was so good as I was filming him for a Facebook reel, and the uplight behind him is he's hitting into it, and so as he's doing it, it's like shaking. I'm like, this is rock and roll, baby.
Christmas rock.
We're hanging out with the great Mark Wood, Dave Slavin, Chris DeSimone. We'll be right back after visiting some great sponsors. We'll do another good long segment with Mark before we let him on get on his way. Brother Joe coming up at top of the hour. You're on the Live the Dream Media Network.
This is Wake Up with Chris DeSimone. only on the Live the Dream Media Network. Now, a word from our sponsors.
Don't wait for a leak to show up before trying to find a roofer during roofing's busiest time of year. Call Blueprint Home Services today to schedule a free inspection. Blueprint Home Services offers free, fast estimates, price lock guarantees, and the longest workmanship warranty in Tucson. Again, that number is 520-525-2555. You can also book an appointment at blueprinthomeservice.com. Blueprint Home Services is licensed, bonded, insured, and trusted. AZROC number 322635.
Looking for the best outdoor patio in Tucson? Look no further than St. Philip's Plaza at the southeast corner of River and Campbell, where you can sip on Tucson's finest collection of whiskey at Union Public House, brunch 7 days a week at Reforma Modern Mexican Mezcal and Tequila, and experience our newest restaurant, Proof, proudly serving house-made pasta and artisanal pizza. Enjoy live music and dine under the stars with Union, Reforma, and Proof. Join us at St. Philip's Plaza.
Hello, I'm Kari Gallardo with Southern Arizona Cleaning and Supply, proudly locally owned and operated right here in Southern Arizona. We specialize in paper consumables, janitorial supplies, and facility maintenance products for businesses of every size. Our commitment is simple: quality products, dependable service, and genuine local care. Southern Arizona Cleaning and Supply, your trusted partner in cleanliness and efficiency. 1801 South Alvernon, Suite 104, southernazclean.com, 520-495-4097.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at pictureoxcooling.com.
Pictureox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Arizona was built on big dreams and the people who made them a reality. From the Central Arizona Project to the highways that connect our communities, progress has been powered by hard work and vision. Today, Hud-Bay's Copper World Project is investing in that same spirit, creating hundreds of jobs, partnering with skilled labor, and creating tremendous economic impact. Because copper builds more than infrastructure. It builds opportunities for Arizona families.
Our families deserve safe streets.
When you call 88 Crime, you stay anonymous, but your tip could protect someone's child, someone's home, maybe even your own.
One anonymous tip could stop a crime and you could get rewarded with cash.
88 Crime keeps our community safe and your identity secret.
Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community.
Call 88 Crime or visit 88crime.org because safety starts with you.
Welcome to Giuseppe's Ristorante Italiano, Tucson's go-to spot for fresh homemade Italian food. From cozy dinners with friends to laid-back family nights, we've got it all. Everything's made daily with top-quality ingredients, and our 2 locations make it easy to drop in or pick up. Whether you're into comfort classics or something bold, you'll feel right at home here, just like you're part of the family. 2 locations, Oracle in Rudisill and 22nd in Harrison. Preview the menu at Giuseppe'sRistorante.com.
This is Sammy with SGM, your local outdoor design expert, serving Tucson and surrounding areas since 2019. At SGM, we don't just install turf and pavers, we design your dream yard. With our 3D renderings, you'll see it right on your phone before we break ground. No surprises, just excitement. From artificial turf and paver patios to fire pits and outdoor kitchens, we bring your backyard vision to life. Licensed, bonded, and insured. At SGM, we believe every yard deserves more. More beauty, more function, and yes, more turf. So when you think turf, think more turf. Call SGM today, the More Turf guys. 520-668-2281.
ROC number 340070.
Hi, this is Sean McCluskey, co-owner and designated broker for Rincon Ventures. If you're a rental owner by choice or by accident and you're looking to hire or change property management companies, consider Rincon Ventures. We employ an aggressive web-based advertising strategy to market your rental. We thoroughly screen prospective tenants and conduct routine property inspections. Our online system gives tenants the ability to pay rent and file maintenance requests instantly over the web. Our owners can use the same system to instantly check on their properties. Call Rincon Ventures at 881-2258 or visit us on the web at rvprop.com.
Our story began by listening, face to face with neighbors, Because water and clean air are precious here. We'll replenish what we use and work to keep desert skies clear. Here, mining and ranching continue to coexist, providing jobs and stewardship for the land. Fully permitted, we'll build responsibly and keep listening. Because Hudbay cares. For our employees, our neighbors, and the desert we call home.
GAP has been a valuable community partner for us for many years. We have a lot of families in need and try to meet their needs as the best that we can, but partners like GAP Ministries helps us do that. GAP steps in and fills needs that our school district can't necessarily provide on our own.
Breaking cycles of poverty and abuse with your foster care tax credit, go to gaptaxcredit.com.
It's more of Wake Up with Chris DeSimone on the Live the Dream Media Network. Now, back to the show.
Live only on Live the Dream Media. Jingle bells, the hosts all yell, wake up, we're live today.
We're having such a good time. He just did amazing kick-ass 3-minute violin Carol of the Bells. That it had it all. I just put the video up. And you can see as he's rocking out, he's hitting the uplight behind him, and I'm telling you, it was like it was almost like the Lick It Up video by Kiss in the '80s. It was rocking. Let's see. One of our listeners, Fifth Street Mo, I saw this concert Saturday at the Higley Performance Center in Gilbert.
Yeah.
He's giving you a thumbs up. Great show.
Oh, good.
So, that's awesome. I love it.
It's great to be able to showcase that great band, but in a different light.
Yeah.
I thought that was important that we share the versatility of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but when you have a symphony orchestra, brass and strings and percussion, it elevates it to a different level. Because an orchestra nothing compares to a live orchestra.
So how much of the set list is Trans-Siberian stuff? What percentage?
It's about 60 to 70%.
Okay.
And then we start, as I said, with the Emerson, Lake and Palmer Carnival 9.
Beautiful.
The second half we do In Your Eye. Actually, no, we're not doing In Your Eye. It's Peter Gabriel. We did that at Higley. We do Carry On Wayward Son.
Okay.
With a full choir and orchestra.
Beautiful.
And some of my material, and we end, of course, with Carol of the Bells, and with the students from Sabino High School, and the Tucson TUSD school system.
Oh wow!
Will you play Sawdust?
Oh, but what is that great Saga song? I love that song. Loose. On the Loose.
That's the biggie.
Yeah. But no Saga. Sorry, Dave.
And again, there's been, there have been those really excellent, in addition to the Trans-Siberian stuff, right?
Yeah.
Some really good Christmas rock songs out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, I'm pretty much keeping it to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra because I really believe that mixing that historical European style, Mozart and Beethoven, and then you put heavy guitars and drums and electric violin on it, man. It's like brings new life to it.
The one that was a curveball to me when I first started listening to you guys, it's the one that's the Three Wise Men song, and it's very bluesy.
Oh yeah. Right, isn't that interesting?
That was a curveball for me because I'm into your European influenced,
right? Well,
and then all of a sudden there's this bluesy tune.
The birth of rock, prog rock was obviously classical,
right?
Other than Todd Rundgren, British bands blew it off, man. From Yes, but yeah, we also do this one. If you know this one,
oh sure, little Bumblebee.
Yeah, and into
Ode to Joy.
And then my singer, Laura, who's my wife, comes in with a bluesy vocal on top of Beethoven.
Oh, wow.
Which is really what you were saying, is that the TSO really introduced the marriage of those two elements.
Yep.
Which I love.
So when you, in relation to transcribing all of this into a symphony.
Yeah.
Talk about the process of that.
That's the art of arranging brass and woodwinds and French horns. What are the French horns going to do?
Right.
You know, what are the strings to do? So I've been doing it long enough and work going through Juilliard. I was around people who are brilliant orchestrators, and I just learned from them. And to hear, you know, like Carry On Wayward Son.
Right.
Ba-da-da-da-bum bum da-da-ba-ba-bam be-da-da-bam be-da-da-da-ba-ba-bam. That bam is now the brass kicking that. So that just kicks it to another level.
And then also, because a lot of people would replace an entire orchestra with the keyboards.
Right. That happens.
Right. I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah,
That's
Keith
how it
Emerson.
Works, right? Keith Emerson, Rick Wakeman, these kind of folks, right? So what I'm saying is, for you, when you have a keyboardist, I assume, as part of the band.
Yeah. Actually, Chris Dodge. From the symphony. Yeah.
Look at that. I didn't know he played the keyboards.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I just thought he was a jazz festival pimp.
Close.
Love you, Chris.
Yeah, we love you, Chris.
But so how do you play that in relation to keyboard orchestra balance? Like, you know, because or they just supplement each other?
Yeah, it all works together. Again, for doing it for 30 years, I figured out a way to make that orchestrate that work. And of course, it's always in the mix, making sure our sound guy gets the mixture of that. But to bring in more live musicians is the key.
Right.
You know, featuring the Tucson musicians, I really wanted to get the focus on Tucson. And this concert is a celebration of me wanting to contribute to the Tucson music world.
Okay.
You know, and do as much as possible to bring back Tucson as like a mover and a shaker in the music world. You know, with McCartney living here and just the history with Linda Ronstadt and of course, everybody in the 60s.
Yeah, Tucson has a history.
Chris Christopherson, I think, right?
I don't know about Chris Christopherson, but there was a band called Skip and Flip back in 1959 that came out of the University of Arizona.
Really?
Nick Reynolds from the Kingston Trio came out of the University of Arizona.
Yeah.
Bud and Travis came out of the University of Arizona, a folk duo back in the early 60s.
Right.
And then you get into
See,
Linda
Mark's bringing
Ronstadt.
it back 60 years later.
Right. That's exactly right.
Well, again, there's no music industry really anymore. There's no record company. So what do we do with the beauty of power of music is live performance.
That's the only refuge.
Yeah, so
right
you
now.
got to play your butt off. You cannot fool around with sloppy playing, man. So, you know, that's why the live performance, thank God, still, unless AI replaces us in that, I don't know.
Well, I want to get to that discussion too. So my thing is with live, right?
Yeah.
So in the old days, you had music was getting filtered through record company executives and radio DJs,
That's
basically.
Right. That's right.
Right? But now everyone can get their crap out there.
Yep.
Right? We have more choices than ever, but no one knows what to listen to half the time.
Right.
Right? And then the profit motive and the recording is zero.
Right. There's no incentive on that angle. That's why live music, we all as humans love to see a human being in front of us, you know, executing excellence of great playing.
Yep.
So thank God that's not, in our lifetime, I think that's going to still, but in 100 years, who knows?
I don't know.
I think live music goes way back to Mozart.
1,000 years, man. Yeah, humans relate.
I don't know if that'll ever go away.
I hope not. If
it does, we're toast. It's going to be one of the signposts that we're toast.
Yes,
is that
exactly.
We're not doing live music anymore. I remember Roger Klein had a wise ass line when I interviewed him about the idea of digital music and things like that. And he said, like, one year he had like his music was like in the top digital selling albums or whatever, right, on iTunes or whatever. He goes, Chris, it almost made my daughter's car payment. That was his quote for being one of the best-selling digital music.
Yeah, Spotify, there's just no way. But remember, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, billions of dollars were filtering in to these rock musicians who were stoned and out of it. Steven Tyler selling his publishing to Dream On without realizing it. And he doesn't own his publishing to that song. The manager does, who actually managed Trans-Siberian Orchestra for the first 10 years. Lieber and Krebs, I don't know if you know
was
Lieber.
Was he a good manager?
No comment.
We're having such a nice
Let's just say
interview.
I don't get stoned when I sign contracts.
I guess that's the way. It's like, what's the way through for musicians, right?
Well, it's very different. Musicians now have very much cleaned up their act, but you remember back then the debauchery with Guns N' Roses and Ozzy. Man, I saw Ozzy snorting on the ground a line of ants. Live ants, snorting it. He was that out of it. Yep. And I love Ozzy, and it was just heartbreaking to see him lose reality. And of course, Sharon made him, he survived because of her.
Yep.
But back then, the debauchery was off the charts.
Yep. Yep.
And even your dentist was probably doing cocaine in the back. It wasn't just musicians, It was a crazy time, man.
So as you move, what's next for you, right? So you're doing this Trans-Siberian experience, symphony experience. What's 2026 look like for you?
It's so great. I've got my band, and we're touring around the United States. We're doing Europe a little bit, and my daughter was my drummer for many years. She grew up with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra as a baby.
Okay.
So she would come on the tour buses, and she would love it. And at 19, she got the job to be Shania Twain's drummer for 9 years, and now she's doing pyro and fire for heavy metal bands in Europe. I love it. So we're going to visit Elijah. It's Elijah Wood drummer. Check out what she's doing. Brilliant. And yeah, it's just constantly doing. We also do this music education outreach.
Okay.
We go to the public schools nationally. I'm going to Tennessee in 24 hours, and we help teachers and the community recognize the power of music education, irregardless of them becoming musicians. We're not training you to become musicians, professional musicians anymore. We're letting you experience creative intelligence development, emotional intelligence, and social interaction. We do exercises with the orchestras where the kids look face to face, eye to eye, and play, connecting human to human, realizing that's the essence and the power of music.
Instead of just staring down at
their music, right? The black dots. Right. I tell the teachers, you got to share with the students the magic. What is the magic and predictability of music? When Beethoven was interviewed, where did you come up with ba, 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 the Beethoven's Fifth? He said, I have no idea. You ask any musician, Prince, Michael Jackson, Tchaikovsky, and where did you come up with that melody? And they say, I have no idea.
Right.
And that mystery, I think, has a power to it that no other place, other than maybe a little bit in religious moments where you have prophets talking about something that clicks with humans, music, mostly nonverbal, unless it's opera or pop music, is instrumental. So this music just responds to us.
But you have to hone your game in relation to then your imagination.
Yeah,
interacts with your skills and what you kind of how you've honed your brain.
And Chris, you hit it on the head. It's imagination.
Yeah.
Without that, you're not creating. Without creating,
let's go to the devil that's called AI. Okay, I know there's some practical things for it that's fun.
Yeah.
But to me, when it comes to writing creatively, whether it's words or music, I got a huge problem.
Right.
Because one, I think it's the greatest digital plagiarizer. And they say, oh, it's just a technology.
Yep.
So if you stole a riff from somebody, right, they'd be like,
right,
Mark, you're a bastard. But
they bring you to
AI
court.
is wonderful.
Yeah, they can bring you to court, another human, if you have a riff that sounds sort of like the riff, like the George Harrison issues, with My Sweet Lord.
Oh, that's right, and Stairway to Heaven with those Zeppelin guys. David, you feel like you have a note on your phone.
I have a note on my phone. I want to correct.
I've known him long enough.
I want to correct something here. And when I said, "Oh, are you going to play Sawdust?" and he goes, "No, Saga. I'm not going to play Saga."
Oh, that's what you meant.
Sawdust is a song that was on a Mark Wood recording called "These Are a
Sawdust.
Few of My Favorite Things."
Yes, very. It's Sawdust.
So doing my research, I just want you to know that I fell into a Mark Wood tune.
I thought you were doing the band Saga.
I originally thought you guys were geeking out, right, on some deep track saga song,
right,
called Sawdust.
On the Loose.
But I
is the
knew
one
On the
I
Loose,
love.
right? And so I'm like, oh, I guess Dave's really going deep into. I didn't know we were going to go that deep into saga, discography today.
I fell
you
in
for
love with the
correcting that.
tune Sawdust. and
Yes, thank you. Sawdust is my song. Yes, you're right.
I love it. But my take is, so I've had this discussion about creative writing and AI. So it's the same thing with music, right? If you're using AI to do your thing, right, what's happening is you're not trying to figure something out yourself and failing.
Right.
And all of those fails leads to the great things.
That's right.
And that's my biggest problem with, it's going to be a homogenization of creativity and thought.
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
Yeah. Yep.
Does that sound?
Yeah, well, remember the internet when it first came out, it scared us too. What is this internet stuff? It's going to, it's out of control. And it still is.
And it still is, yes.
And AI is similar, but AI has obviously catapulted the economy temporarily, I think. I don't know.
It's...
it's wild, man. I mean, they were going to build, as you know, in Tucson. It hasn't
center.
passed yet, right?
No.
Do you think it'll ever pass?
Well, they sold it, but the Pima County has now, after they felt the pressure of people that are yelling at them. Right. That I think it's a small vocal minority.
Right.
But they're loud, and they're trying to figure out how to. I think Pima County did the deal. I think they're trying to figure out how to poison their own deal that they signed off on. That's what it feels like.
I'm going to throw in my 2 cents here.
Yes, sir.
And that is something that I know is that there is a possibility that a data center will be built at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base.
I heard that.
And so you build it out at the Air Force Base. There's no tax revenues. There's employment that might come out of that, out of the community, but there are no tax revenues, nothing coming back to the community or the county or the city. And I guess it would be great to have the data center here, but on the other hand, wouldn't it be great to have it as a part of the Tucson community
and the revenue to help build up the school systems and the community
and the invitation for other businesses to follow.
Yep.
So in the end, it's not a good job creator. They're not meant to be job creators. So there's initial short-term pop of construction jobs.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Right.
I think this thing was going to do like 3,000 construction jobs and things like that. But then they said there's going to be 100 jobs. That's only guaranteed for 2 years because it's automated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't. There isn't like guys sitting there with handles like moving them back and forth, and
nothing ever goes as planned. That's why people have jobs to begin with. So they can plan on automation, but somebody has to fix it.
Well, there's some truth to that too.
when it breaks. There will be jobs out
all
of it.
Unfolding in front of our eyes.
Yes.
My biggest thing will be with AI, right, is when people say, "Oh, I'm going to save time." What are you doing with that save time?
Right.
So if you're reinvesting the save time by doom scrolling through your Instagram page,
right,
that's a loss.
It's a total waste.
Right? That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? And then again, I keep quoting Frank Herbert from Dune. It's in the first chapter of the first book.
Right.
Where basically he talks about AI. And they literally said that men thought they were going to set themselves free by having machines think for them.
Right.
And then what happened was they found out that other men can control them through the machines. So they decided, screw this with AI.
Right.
That's 1966, Frank Herbert.
HAL. 2001: A Space Odyssey. HAL was the introduction to that.
Correct.
Carnival 9 is all about man versus machine.
It is.
Very good. Yeah.
All about man versus machine. The very end of that.
You are correct. Look at you wrapping the bow on this. This is unbelievable. What's the first concert Mark Wood ever went to?
Oh, Mahavishnu Orchestra, man. Because they had a violin player, Jerry Goodman, and at 16 years old, I was watching going, that guy is playing rock. Not jazz, but rock. And, of course, Jerry plays my instruments now, and I'm a good friend of Jerry Goodman. And, of course, the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Blown away.
So as we've interviewed John Anderson a couple of times, he tells a great story about how him and Chris Squire went to go see Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu opened up for yes.
That's true. And then he said, we got to practice more.
Right, this is Yes. One of the greatest musicians in the world. Yeah, John McLaughlin, man. Whoa. And Billy Cobham.
Yep. Just wild.
Yeah.
What's the best? You've been to a bunch. What's the best concert you ever been to?
Oh, that's very easy.
Oh.
New York Philharmonic, Leonard Bernstein conducting. I'm in the second row because I stood online to get tickets to Mahler's Second Symphony, the Resurrection Symphony, and Lenny was about 10 feet from me. And I was weeping the entire time. It was so magnificent. I don't know if you're familiar with that symphony.
I am.
It is the most powerful emotionally with Gustav Mahler. So that was my favorite. Yes. Sorry, not a rock and roll one.
No. We don't want the same old typical crap here, Mark Wood. That's beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you. I just got a ding from Tony on that one. So let's do this. Is there another tune you can play us out on?
How long can I do I got?
How long do you want? How about you can do another 3 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. How about Thunderstruck?
Well, that's a perfect way to end, actually.
Yeah, I got that. Oh, actually, if you want to fade me out, we can do this one.
Okay, so we're going to do this.
Are you ready?
Hold on. All right, so we got... Tony's going to widen you out of here a little bit. He's working on this. Hold on. Let's get this right. So I'm gonna let me promo while we're setting up here for a sec. The Mark Wood Trans-Siberian Symphony Experience is at the Rialto Theater on December 7th.
17th.
17th. Yeah.
17th.
December 7th was yesterday.
Yes.
That was time traveling, bro.
Rely on your AI.
7:30. Yeah.
7:30 start. RialtoTheater.com. And 740-1000 to get tickets, and it's this. And I want you to come on again. You've been amazing.
Oh,
now that I know you're now we're
you.
Neighbors.
Yes, absolutely. DeSimon's.
All right, Mark Wood. God bless you. Have a great Christmas and
Thank you.
And break a leg on December 17th. I'm gonna have to figure how to get there because usually I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning.
Right.
So going to a concert, but I think we're going.
You got to go.
We're going.
We're going. All right, here he is, Mark Wood and Trans-Siberian Symphony Experience. Here we go. Little Enter Sandman. Here we go.
I give you a little taste of that.
You did a beautiful interpretation on Kirk's solo, too. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that was a kick-ass finish, my friend.
That's the way to wake up, man.
You are correct. Well, you were an absolute pleasure today.
Oh, thank you.
And,
Chris, it was nice to meet you.
I think Tucson is absolutely just should be honored that you're living here and hanging out with us.
Just think what he does for the school district. Just hearing about all that.
With TUSD rocks, man. I've been doing it every year for about 7 years at Sabino High School.
That's awesome.
My son's a Sabino grad, so
yeah, it's a great school, and we got to continue encouraging young people to play an instrument.
Yep, and we know that budgets are tight for these things.
Yeah.
They get cut. The music thing usually gets cut early.
That's right. It's the first to go, and it should never be. The 3 A's, just to remember, academics, athletics, and the arts.
Amen.
Is the success of public school education.
You're the man.
Thank you.
All right. Mark Wood, Trans-Siberian Symphony Experience, coming down at the Rialto on December 17th, 7:30, rialtotheater.com.
Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You're the man.
Mark, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you.
I got to do it all today with you guys. Geek out on prog rock, Christmas, and Metallica. God bless us all. So, all right, there he is. The great Mark Wood.
Rock.
Brother Joe coming up next of the Dream Media Network.